Hey, thanks for joining us on another YLN video update. I'm RJ. He's Mike. We're going to talk about the Philadelphia music scene and what's happening this week. There's a lot of stuff that we have for this week, but I also want to remind you we are streaming 24/7 on our site. Plus, we've got a podcast every single week. Actually, I should call it a vidcast.
Vidcast.
Yes, we're recording that, so it's a vidcast, and we have a new one every Monday. So
Yep.
check it out. And then also concert calendar.
Yes.
Just check out where your favorite bands are playing. So we got all that stuff and more. And of course, we're doing our YLN update right now. So Mike, why don't you kick it off? What news do you have?
Sure. Our buddy Hezekiah, always working hard. Seems like he has something new every single week. Just released a freestyle that he did. It's called "Me and the Devil," and it's a tribute song. You can listen to it right now. The link's below. There's also a link in there for the video he released a couple weeks back for Hologram Dreams. That's an upcoming project that we should see in the next month or two.
Very cool.
He's busy, and the freestyle's very, very interesting, very good stuff from Hezekiah.
Okay, just want to touch on some people who, are local musicians, but they're actually out of town. They're in Europe. We got Ryan Tennis.
Yep.
He's touring both Germany and Switzerland, and
Nice.
then Carl Bonner and his new band, Cheerleader.
Yeah.
I think they're set to head out to Europe sometime in May.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I got a chance to see Cheerleader at Springhouse Sound.
okay,
They are really good for a band that just pretty much came together
right.
recently. They sound great. And Ryan Tennis, I noticed that he was looking to play a couple house shows. So he had an APB. If you want me to play your house in wherever Germany, I will
Right.
do that. So he's probably having a lot of fun out there.
He's a unique individual, that's for sure.
Yes.
You get that phrase "free spirit." I think that fits him to a T.
Absolutely. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Cold Roses Indiegogo campaign.
Absolutely.
They're in the thick of it right now, and since last week's update, they have sent us a new song
Cool.
called "The One You Love," and they also put together a trailer video for that Indiegogo campaign, and you can see all of that on your local note, and definitely give some thought to helping them out, because again, whatever amount of money they get over their goal, they're going to donate that to the Pennsylvania SPCA.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Speaking about a guy who works very hard and releases a lot of music, Larry Sacklid has a album release party coming up on April 11th at the legendary Dobbs. So you can go there. I believe the album is called Spellbound.
Yep.
And you can get the album for free.
Yeah, we've been talking about him every week too, because he's been releasing singles from that album.
Yep.
And it feels like we've been talking about him forever. So I'm glad to hear that album's finally going to be available.
Yeah, it should be good too.
All right, and what else I got? I got Plantation, a band we talked to a while back. Has a new song called "Slow Down."
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking to play Jam at the Dam this summer too. They just finished up a voting contest, and they were looking pretty good. They were looking pretty good to play that. I know the Great Socio's playing that this summer.
Didn't you go to that 2 summers ago?
2 years ago, yeah. I got to camp out with the Great Socio, and to say that was nuts is an understatement. I had a great time, and there's a reason why I had to take the next year off. I'll tell you that much.
God bless you for doing that. You won't get me camping. Roughing it for me is going to a hotel room without a remote control.
Oh, geez, right.
All right. Just saw this week on their Facebook page, Awaking Mercury says they're finishing up their album this week. So
Great.
Looking forward to some new music from them.
Great. Just the other day, we recorded a podcast, our second, vidcast, with Glimdropper. We had them back in the studio to talk about their latest album, Heartsick Phenomenon. They have a couple shows this weekend, so let's turn it over to Dan, and he's going to tell you some more about this weekend's shows.
All right, this Friday, April 4th, we will be at the Fabulous Puck live in Doylestown, 8 p.m. Be there or be square. And on April 5th, we'll be at the historic Dawson Pub in Manayunk. It's at the end of Crescent Street. Go east on Crescent. East at the end, you'll see us.
Good luck with parking.
All right. Always interesting. Dan
Yes.
and Glimdroppers. I really enjoy their music, though. I think they're really good musicians, but they're also a lot of fun.
Yeah, they were. The interview is hilarious, serious. I believe Ben said this is an SAT prep course because of the words he was using to describe their music. So you're gonna have to wait and see. I believe it's April 28th is the Monday that we're gonna post that up.
I love the dynamic of that band because you got Ben and Dan, and then you got Rob, who seems to be pretty,
Level-headed.
yeah.
You'll see in the video they set in that order. You got Rob right in the middle of Ben and Dan, and that's funny you bring that up, but that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, okay. Let's see, we got some more new music. Silent Signals has released a new song. It's called Love Is Gone. It's on SoundCloud.com. It's SoundCloud.com/the Silent Signals/Love Is Gone. So check that out.
Excellent.
Good song. I listened to it. I like them. So
yes.
I like the song. It sounds really good.
Yeah, and we're gonna include the link below to get to that to make it easy for you.
Very cool.
Victoria Watts just started writing a 2-part blog where we had her in to talk about her EP, Songs for the Sidewalk.
Right.
And so this new blog she has on her website, she's actually explaining the meaning behind those songs.
Yeah, and she also talks about other things too. She's covering that, but she also talks just about being a female musician and how tough it is and things like that. So it's pretty interesting. I've read a couple of her blogs, and she does a really good job.
Excellent.
Okay, the Really Cooks, Josh and Pete evidently have. Speaking of being out there, they've got a bunch of songs, and the way they described it, it's sort of like songs that they've had just hanging around. So they called up SoundCloud or contacted SoundCloud and said, "Can you put these up?" And SoundCloud said, "No, you can put it up." And they ended up putting the songs up there. And it's very eclectic. Some covers are in there, some original stuff. And you know how they go. I mean, they're very influenced by, the Beatles and 60s music. And you can hear that with what they're doing. So I like some of the stuff they have up there. So check it out. It's on SoundCloud.com.
Very cool. There's 2 YLN bands that are competing to open the Radio 104.5 birthday show.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, the headliners there, Foster the People, Cage the Elephant.
Yep.
So the contest, they're down to their final 25 bands.
Okay.
And so they're one of the finalists for that. So it's either the Fleeting Ends or Kind of Creatures, who we just had in the studio. So 2 very good bands. Absolutely. Very hard to decide, but you can vote every day. So that should help there.
Okay. Also coming up this week, Delco Pacers say they have an announcement coming up. And I'm going to give a little bit of a prediction. I think they're going to announce that they are signing with a local record company called Philly Tapes Philly. Because in their post they said, like Philly Tapes Philly. So I'm,
foreshadowing
here.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll put
that's coming up on Friday.
All right. We'll make a side bet on that off the air here. My last story is Brothers and Sisters. They're a School of Rock product that they're trying to perform at. It's called Gathering of the Vibes Music Festival.
Okay.
It's in Connecticut, but it's this huge music festival, and you can vote for them to play. They're already doing pretty well. They got a video of a performance they did a couple years ago. So check out that video and then check out who you can vote for. But we urge Brothers and Sisters to play that show.
Very talented kids.
Yeah.
I mean, they're young. They got a bright future. Really, I hope that works out well for them. My final story here is Sidewalk Atlas. They just posted that they are in the studio and they are recording new music. They've got a new album coming up real soon.
Nice. So this week, right now, we got Palace Burn as our featured YLN vidcast. And next week, we welcome back Revolution I Love You.
Cool.
We had Robin Studio to talk about their latest LP. No, EP.
It's an EP.
EP. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. EP, LP,
New music. So check out this week's vidcast and stay tuned for Monday's featured vidcast with Revolution I Love You.
I like those guys. They do a really good job. And what I like about them is they experiment and they try to push the boundaries. They don't really like to be put into, not that any band really likes to be put into a category.
Right.
But some will stick closer to others. They like to just experiment. And I think that's pretty cool. So It was a fun vidcast. Check it out on Monday. Well, that's it for this week, Mike.
All right, sounds good. Let me remind everybody again, we have our mobile apps.
Mm-hmm.
If you search YLN on either your device, it's a free app, and you can stream YLN radio, playing music from all of these bands and artists 24/7.
Okay, sounds good. I will
All right, RJ.
see you next week.
All right, sounds good.